For months, rumors have been swirling about the growing tension between Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler, two of Hollywood's rising stars. But the drama recently escalated to a whole new level. The tipping point came when Gal made a choice that not only shocked many within the industry but also had significant financial consequences for Rachel. Zegler was set to earn an impressive $3 million for a series of major interviews organized by the Walt Disney Company. These interviews were to be conducted across various platforms like ABC, Vanity Fair, and IMDb. However, in a stunning turn of events, most of these interviews were abruptly canceled. The root of this cancellation lies in Gal Gadot's unexpected decision to back out of these planned 2-on-1 interview sessions. Her withdrawal from the joint promotional campaign has sent ripples through the industry, leaving many to wonder what could possibly drive one of Hollywood's most influential actresses to make a choice that would cost her co-star millions. Today we're diving deep into the heart of the escalating feud between Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler, a clash that is not only affecting their personal dynamics but is also sending shockwaves through Disney's executive boardrooms. Tensions that once simmered behind closed doors are now spilling out into the public eye, turning this into one of the biggest entertainment stories of the year. Stay tuned as we reveal the full story of how Gal's last-minute decision to step away from a crucial promotional push for Disney's Snow White remake left Rachel Zegler facing a staggering $3.5 million loss. We'll unpack exactly how this move has disrupted not just their careers but potentially the entire future of Disney's long-anticipated live-action adaptation. The impact of their feud has been so profound that Disney's marketing strategy for Snow White is now in complete disarray. The film, already surrounded by controversy, might face even greater challenges as it heads back to the editing room to rework scenes following the backlash over its depiction of the Seven Dwarfs. Insiders close to the situation claim that the friction between Gadot and Zegler was exacerbated when Gal asked Rachel to tone down some of her controversial social media posts. Reports suggest that Gadot was concerned about the divisive nature of Zegler's comments and how they might negatively affect the film's reception. Rachel's outspoken support for political causes, particularly her tweets about Palestine, became a flashpoint. Despite Gal's attempts to mediate, Zegler refused to retract or alter her statements, fueling the flames of their ongoing dispute. In an already tense environment, Rachel's decision to share the trailer of Snow White with a caption that hinted at political undertones only made things worse, drawing even more criticism given Gadot's background and heritage. With neither star willing to back down, their once collaborative relationship has now turned into a battle that is starting to overshadow the. In this heated climate, the future of Snow White, and perhaps even the careers of its leading ladies, remains uncertain. Gal Gadot's move to distance herself from Rachel Zegler could have lasting consequences, not just for their professional relationship but also for their individual standing in Hollywood. Meanwhile, Disney, once the unchallenged ruler of the box office, very project they were meant to promote. The stakes are high for Disney as they now face the daunting task of salvaging the Snow White remake amidst a flurry of controversies. The backlash against the changes made to the classic story, coupled with criticism over the film's attempt to modernize and diversify its cast, has left many skeptical about the direction Disney is taking with its live-action remakes. Despite releasing a new trailer in hopes of shifting public perception, the negative reactions have continued to mount. Critics argue that Disney's efforts to reframe Snow White for a contemporary audience have been met with resistance, as longtime fans of the original film feel alienated by the studio's attempts to inject a modern, feminist perspective into a beloved classic. The controversy surrounding the replacement of the Seven Dwarfs with 7 magical creatures has further fueled the debate, with many accusing Disney of prioritizing political correctness over the integrity of the story. Finds itself struggling to navigate these turbulent waters as they attempt to bring their vision of Snow White to life. As we continue to follow this unfolding saga, it's clear that the stakes are higher than ever, not just for the stars involved but for Disney's reputation as a powerhouse of family entertainment. Will this drama ultimately derail the studio's ambitious plans for its next wave of live-action hits, or can they find a way to turn things around? Stay tuned as we bring you the latest updates on this and all the biggest Hollywood dramas, right here on Woken For It, where we unravel the most compelling stories from the entertainment world. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button to stay in the loop on all the behind-the-scenes controversies and breaking news from Tinseltown. Let's dive into the financial and production issues surrounding Disney's upcoming Snow White remake, a project that's shaping up to be a major headache for the studio. With a jaw-dropping budget of over $300 million, you'd think they'd have everything under control. But unfortunately, things haven't gone as planned. They've had to undergo costly reshoots, which is like putting together a massive puzzle only to realize some pieces don't fit, forcing you to start over. It's a huge deal when you're already this deep in the red. The situation gets even more complicated when you consider the changes to the story and characters. The film has ditched the classic 7 dwarfs in favor of 7 bandits from diverse backgrounds and orientations. Gone, too, is the iconic Prince Charming, replaced by a character who's more of a bystander in the story. With these alterations, fans are left wondering if these creative risks will pay off or turn out to be a costly misstep. To make matters worse, the movie stars Rachel Zegler, whose portrayal of Snow White has already sparked controversy among audiences. There's been criticism about the focus on her love story, particularly the idea of reimagining her relationship with a character who's viewed as problematic. For Zegler, this has been a double blow. She stood to earn around $3 million from promotional work, a sum that vanished overnight when the campaign was abruptly restructured. Beyond the financial hit, Zegler also lost a major opportunity to shine in the spotlight, a crucial moment that could have propelled her career to new heights. In modern contexts, the reception has been lukewarm at best, and some believe that the film's massive budget is setting Disney up for yet another loss, possibly around $150 million. Adding to the chaos is the behind-the-scenes drama between Zegler and her co-star, Gal Gadot, who plays the evil queen. Rumors suggest that their on-set tension has gotten so intense that it's starting to impact the movie's promotional plans. Gadot and Zegler were initially supposed to lead the marketing charge, doing interviews and appearances together to create buzz for the film. But as the feud between them grew, Gadot reportedly pulled out of joint appearances, forcing Disney to scrap their original promotional strategy. Now she's left grappling with the fallout and must tread carefully with her next moves to salvage her Hollywood trajectory. The drama doesn't stop there. Disney's broader focus on diversity, equity, and inclusion (DEI) initiatives has also sparked debate among fans and critics. The recent departure of LaTondra Newton, Disney's chief diversity officer, after 6 years of leading these efforts, has raised eyebrows. Her exit coincides with Disney's decision to hire a new DEI director at a significantly higher salary, further fueling criticism that the company's focus on inclusivity might be coming at the cost of traditional values and merit-based decision-making. The tension escalated even further on social media when Zegler made a highly charged political statement supporting Palestine just days after the trailer's release. This statement appeared to be a direct jab at her co-star Gadot, who has been vocal about her support for Israel and has served in the Israeli Defense Forces. This clash of ideologies has only added more fuel to the fire, turning what should have been a unified promotional effort into a battleground of opposing political views. Fans and critics alike are now speculating whether the political differences between Gadot and Zegler are spilling over into their professional lives, affecting their on-screen chemistry and complicating the movie's release strategy. The controversy has put Disney in an uncomfortable position, with tensions between its lead actresses potentially derailing what was supposed to be a major release. As if that wasn't enough, Gadot's recent retweet of a post criticizing Zegler's stance has only deepened the divide, suggesting that their off-screen feud might be far from over. As Disney doubles down on its DEI initiatives while grappling with internal conflicts and public backlash, the question remains, can the company navigate these turbulent waters and successfully deliver a hit? Or is this Snow White remake doomed to be another misstep in their live-action lineup? The stakes are high, and with the clock ticking down to the movie's release, all eyes are on Disney to see if they can turn this ship around. What do you think? Will Gal Gadot and Rachel Zegler find common ground? Or will their feud continue to cast a shadow over the film? Can Disney's DEI strategy win over fans, or is it creating more challenges than it solves? Share your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. And if you're interested in more Hollywood drama, make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to stay updated on all the latest developments from the heart of the industry's hottest controversies. The controversy surrounding Disney's upcoming Snow White remake has been stirring up quite a storm, fueled by a series of problematic revelations and public backlash. The film stars Rachel Zegler, who has faced significant criticism for her comments regarding the original Snow White movie and its characters. During promotional interviews, Zegler admitted she had only seen the original movie once as a child and openly criticized the character of the prince, calling him a creep. She revealed that Disney had reimagined the storyline so that Andrew Burnham's character, who was originally supposed to be the leading male role, would no longer be a prince or even a traditional hero. There are even rumors that his character might be completely cut from the film. These changes have not gone over well with fans, as the film's teaser trailer became one of the most disliked in history, with 96% of viewers giving it a thumbs down. Adding to the controversy, there's a growing movement to boycott the film due to Gal Gadot's involvement. Gadot, who plays the Evil Queen, is a former member of the Israeli military, which has led to political tension surrounding the movie. Shortly after the trailer was released, Rachel Zegler took to social media, posting messages like "Free Palestine" on her Twitter and Instagram accounts. Critics have noted that Zegler's sudden advocacy on this issue seems convenient, leading some to believe she was trying to throw shade at Gadot, who has been openly supportive of Israel. Though Zegler has a history of supporting the Palestinian cause since at least 2021, her recent comments have sparked debate over her true motivations. The situation on set hasn't been much better, with reports of behind-the-scenes clashes between Gadot and Zegler. Tensions have escalated to the point where the two reportedly had heated arguments, with Gadot allegedly calling Zegler lazy and incompetent. These disputes have made reshoots difficult, posing a huge problem for Disney, as multiple test screenings have already been poorly received. If they can't resolve these conflicts and conduct the necessary reshoots, the film's ending could be a disaster. Bob Iger and the Disney team now face a tough decision on whether to continue with the project or potentially scrap it altogether. Gal Gadot's vocal support for Israel has only intensified the divide, making the on-set atmosphere even more uncomfortable. Meanwhile, Zegler has been using her platform to amplify her support for Palestine, urging her followers to contact their leaders and push for a ceasefire. Her activism has been a consistent element of her online presence. The public backlash against Zegler has intensified, especially after she faced criticism for her role in Shazam! Fury of the Gods, a movie that also failed to meet expectations at the box office. Now, with Snow White mired in controversy and divisive political commentary, it's becoming clear that Disney's gamble on this modern retelling is more complicated than they bargained for, creating a stark contrast with Gadot's pro-Israel stance. What started as a difference of political opinions has now turned into a battleground of ideologies, with each actress using her influence and reach to sway public sentiment in their favor. Zegler's sudden surge in activism has raised eyebrows among fans and critics alike. While she has consistently voiced her support for Palestine, many feel that her recent outburst was more about damaging Gadot's reputation than genuinely advocating for a cause. The timing was too perfect, coinciding precisely with the trailer release and the wave of criticism it received. Some insiders believe that Zegler's comments were part of a calculated move to deflect attention away from the negative feedback about her role as Snow White and instead focus the narrative on the political discord between her and Gadot. Adding another layer to this drama is the historical context of both actresses' backgrounds. Gadot's time in the Israeli Defense Forces IDF is well documented, and she has openly expressed her support for Israeli policies, which is a point of contention for those advocating for Palestinian rights. This has led to a sharp divide among fans, with some praising Gadot for her courage to stand up for her beliefs, while others criticize her for her lack of empathy towards the Palestinian cause. On the other hand, Zegler's vocal stance for Palestinian rights, despite not being directly connected to the conflict, has made her a hero to some and a hypocrite to others, particularly those who view her actions as opportunistic. The tension between these two leads has even spilled into their professional environment. Reports from the set of Snow White suggest that their rivalry has affected the entire production team, creating a toxic atmosphere that has made reshoots nearly impossible to organize. Production staff have allegedly witnessed multiple heated exchanges between Zegler and Gadot, with accusations flying back and forth. Gadot's sharp criticism of Zegler's work ethic, referring to her as lazy and incompetent, has only added fuel to the fire. Zegler, in response, has reportedly accused Gadot of using her celebrity status to push a political agenda that has no place in a family film. For Disney, this infighting is more than just an internal squabble, it's a potential PR disaster that could have lasting effects on their brand. The company has been trying to pivot its image to appeal to a more diverse and politically conscious audience, but the clashes between Zegler and Gadot threaten to overshadow this goal. The decision-makers at Disney, including CEO Bob Iger, are now left with a dilemma. Should they press forward with a film that seems to be imploding under the weight of its own controversies, or should they cut their losses and abandon a project that has become a lightning rod for political debate and social division? It doesn't help that the Snow White remake has already been hit with a wave of negative reactions online. The initial backlash centered on the radical changes to the storyline and characters, with Zegler's remarks about the prince and the reimagining of his role receiving widespread criticism. The original prince has been stripped of his hero status, and the focus of the story has shifted entirely towards a new narrative that many fans feel deviates too far from the beloved classic. This backlash was only compounded by Zegler's public statements, which seemed to dismiss the essence of the original tale in favor of a modern, yet controversial, retelling. The stakes for Disney couldn't be higher. With the Snow White film's budget ballooning to over $210 million, and potentially climbing even higher due to reshoots and extended production times, there is a lot riding on the movie's success. The marketing campaign alone could push the total investment past $330 million, a staggering amount that has put immense pressure on Disney to deliver a blockbuster. Early projections suggest that the film would need to gross around $800 million just to break even, a feat that seems increasingly unlikely given the current negative buzz surrounding the project. Meanwhile, Zegler has not relented in her activism, continuing to post about Palestinian rights and pushing her followers to take action. Her social media channels have become rallying points for those who support the Palestinian cause, as she regularly shares resources, petitions, and news updates related to the ongoing conflict. This has further polarized the public, with Zegler's fans lauding her courage for speaking out, while her critics accuse her of hijacking the cause to settle personal scores against Gadot. Gadot, in contrast, has remained steadfast in her support for Israel, doubling down on her stance despite the mounting criticism. Her social media presence has been filled with posts and retweets that reflect her perspective, often emphasizing the need for security and peace for Israel. This unwavering position has won her praise from her supporters, but has also attracted significant backlash from those who view her views as dismissive of the suffering on the Palestinian side. The ideological clash between the two actresses has not only affected the public perception of the film, but also raised questions about the ethical responsibilities of celebrities when taking political stands. The drama took another turn when Gadot was caught up in a minor scandal involving a retweet that many interpreted as a dig at Zegler. The retweet in question seemed to accuse Zegler of using the Israel-Palestine conflict as a way to gain sympathy or deflect criticism from her own controversies. Although the retweet was swiftly deleted, it had already set social media ablaze with speculation. Was this a deliberate move by Gadot, or was her PR team trying to stir the pot to shift the narrative in her favor? Either way, the damage was done, and it only served to deepen the rift between the two actresses, making any hope of a united front during the film's promotion seem impossible. The Puerto Rico nightmare that this feud has created is a significant concern for Disney, which is trying to navigate the treacherous waters of public opinion. The situation has left the company's executives scrambling to figure out how to mitigate the fallout and steer the conversation back towards the film itself. Recent string of box office disappointments. With massive losses from films like the upcoming Captain Marvel sequel, which cost $275 million to produce, Disney is facing significant pressure to turn things around. The consensus among many industry insiders is that the Snow White remake is almost destined to be a box office failure, given the combination of production issues, controversial casting, and fan dissatisfaction. Even with the recent success of Guardians of the Galaxy Vol. 3, Disney's live-action adaptations have struggled to meet expectations, and the fate of Snow White hangs in the balance. Unless there are drastic improvements before its 2025 release, this film might just join the list of high-profile flops in Disney's recent history.